Hi, I'm Maureen Shaughnessy, and I am co-owner with my husband Tim Carney of 1+1=1 Gallery. And we are at the gallery today, and the exhibit that we have up is called Body, and it's our second annual art, jewelry, and figurative art invitational. In this show, we have 4 figurative artists who do work such as oil paintings of female figures or people in general. We have an artist from New York who does sewing of contour drawings of people on paper, and then she takes them and uses an old letterpress and puts their names on the drawings. We also have a ceramic artist from Chicago, Lori Shaman, who does porcelain vessels with figures of people on them. The last figurative artist of the 4 is Ouida Tuchon, and she is in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and she does woodcuts of figures. So she has 2 series in this show. One is called the Garment Series, and those are on the back wall of the gallery, and they're women's garments, and they're woodcuts. And then another one is right behind me on the wall, and it's called the Langer Quartet, and it's 4 woodcuts of the female figure. So those are our figurative artists, and then we also have 11 art jewelers from across the country. Many of them are local, but we also have one from Fairfax, Virginia, one from Philadelphia, an artist from LA. One of the most fun things about this exhibit is that the art jewelry, as I define it, is one of a kind. It's made by the artist's own hands. So it's not just designed by the jewelry designer. It's made in their studio by them, one piece at a time, and often made out of unusual materials. So I'm standing in front of a display of Bonnie Lambert's necklaces. Bonnie is a local artist. She's mainly a photographer. But she does this jewelry and has been doing this jewelry for many, many years, and there are so many people in Helena that wear her pieces. We represent her at the gallery, and we absolutely love having her work. And you can see on these plaster bust necklaces by Bonnie, she uses materials such, she mixes things like freshwater pearls or amber or semi-precious stones with wine foils or champagne foils or rose hips or insect galls that she gets off of little plants. Vintage leaves, vintage beads, shells, threads of all different kinds. So she is she's stretching the definition of jewelry and sort of expanding our opinion of what jewelry is. Jewelry doesn't have to be diamonds and rubies and emeralds and silver and gold and platinum. Jewelry can be made with leather and string and handmade paper and shells and bits and pieces of found objects. So Bonnie does that. So does Paul Guillemette, who is a native Montanan living in LA for the last 20 years. And he uses not only found objects and natural objects like pebbles or seed pods, but he also uses upcycled pieces of Hollywood sets. And so he will get pieces of sets that are being torn down and possibly taken to the dump, and he uses the wood with paint or sometimes without paint, and he turns it into these wonderful pieces of jewelry. He sells his jewelry in LA, New York, London, Seattle, other big cities for the same price that he sells them here, and they're very affordable. And it's just like something he really wants to do, and it gives him a lot of pleasure to do it. I've seen Vogue photo shoots with Paul Guillemet's jewelry on the models, and I'm super proud to have his jewelry here. Anything that's sort of a little crazy and funky, that's probably Paul's. And it's incredibly popular at our gallery. We sell a lot of his work. A couple of other local artists are Judy Klein. She makes these wonderful mixed media necklaces with what she calls heirloom tomatoes that she stitches out of fabric that's stuffed, and they look like little tomatoes mixed with beautiful vintage beads. Dave Barnes, who I'm sure a lot of people that watch the television channel know Dave Barnes from Barnes Jewelry days. He still makes jewelry with semi-precious and precious stones and silver and gold and copper. And we're really happy to have his work here for this show. And the rest of the year, he shows at Mountain Sage Gallery across the street from our gallery. So it's kind of cool. We get to steal him for a month out of the year and have his jewelry in here. Dita Mert, who also does, she's a potter. So she's a ceramic artist who makes ceramic jewelry, and then she also makes ceramic functional pottery, and she's from Philadelphia. Lori Blaylock from Billings makes kind of tribal jewelry with leather and antlers and bone and crystals and beads. The reason I call the show Body is because two things, because of the figurative art, but also that jewelry is a way to ornament our bodies and thus honor our bodies. People of all ages can wear jewelry. Even nowadays, some men are wearing jewelry. Probably not exactly like this, but I know that that's happening. And so it's a way to decorate our bodies, ornament our bodies, and honor our bodies no matter what shape and size we are. And this will continue to be an annual event every summer. So come on down and see what we have.